Buongiorno a tutti, sono Daniela Pittoni, manager della manifestazione, vi diamo il benvenuto. In questo momento partirà il convegno sul gas metano e andiamo a vedere quali sono le esperienze internazionali. Ringraziamo la Presidente Maria Rosa Baroni di NGV Italy per aver promosso questo incontro. L'incontro si svolgerà in lingua inglese perché abbiamo la presenza di relatori internazionali. Grazie a tutti.
Good morning to everybody, and thank you to be here. Well, this forum is dedicated to what's happening outside of Europe and outside of Italy about natural gas. Other countries, more unfortunately than our countries, are looking to natural gas as a natural transition to future energy that could be whatever. They could be nuclear, they could be hydrogen, they could be electrical. But natural gas is still extremely important in countries who are looking to development and are looking to improve also their climate. Natural gas, it's a way to be economic, safe, and reliable. So we want to present an occasion, the new association called World Gas Mobility Council, that has been founded just to show and to help nations to share opportunities, to share know-how, and to share also the idea that we have to fight to keep natural gas as a very important fuel for the future. So we are very happy to have here representative of countries who are looking, new countries who are looking to natural gas. We need new people, we need young people, we need young countries. And so here we have the representative. At the moment, I would like to introduce Mr. Andrea Steger. Hello, Andrea.
Good morning, Maria Rosa.
Okay, Mr. Steger is representative of SNAM in NGV Italy. Mr. Steger, above all, is Vice President of IGU, International Gas Union, and he will be the next president of the same association. So we have a very, very important presence with gas around the world. Mr. Steger is also Vice President of the new association, World Gas Company. So, Andrea, it's up to you.
Thank you, Maria Rosa, and good morning also from my side. It's unfortunate for me not to be in Bologna with you all, as I was planning to, but unfortunately I have to follow everybody's rules about COVID. I found myself positive yesterday, so I have to respect the social distances that we are, let's say, used to. So having said that, and having a great pleasure to have different representatives of the industry globally. Let me take this opportunity to share with you a couple of elements which I think are valuable for all of us to recall. The first one I would start with is a statistic, let me put that way, by the International Energy Agency, which recalls us that if we were to consider a virtual country called SUV, so the new vehicles, it would be the 6th largest country for emissions in the world as of today. So transportation is indeed top of the agenda in terms of reducing emissions. But reducing emissions is not just CO2, is also air quality. And the World Health Organization recalls us that, globally speaking, we are suffering from premature deaths globally of about 7 million people. Of course, this is not just related to, let's say, issues related to transportation, but transportation in terms of particulate matters is, of course, a matter of concern, especially in larger cities. So we do think that natural gas, as Maria Rosa was saying, and progressively also new gases will be an essential part of a solution that will tackle both the needs of the people to rely on an affordable mobility instrument, but also a way to promote a technology that is alleviating the issues about climate challenges that we are facing. Last week, I was in Colombia for a natural gas congress, the Natural Gas Association Congress last week. And I was very pleased to see in practice also a combination between the private sector, so the gas industry associations, the gas industry representatives, and the government, to have an agreement to promote natural gas as an immediate source for reducing emissions and enlarging the possibility to have a solid way of making transportation available and affordable to everybody. This is not just for private sector, it's also for heavy duty transport, which is of course very much relying not just on NGVs, but also on LNG, which is of course a new trend to look at. So I think technology is there, affordability is there, the possibility to combine public and private interest is there. I am trying to, let's say, also create a space for further debate and further interest from the different participants that have joined us today from the world in terms of innovation. Innovation is something that our industry is constantly looking at. So we are not the dinosaurs because we are using fossil fuels. We are using fossil fuels, but in a technologically advanced way, best practices, and we are continuing to promote technical state-of-the-art innovation. In that respect, I think also one positive element that is coming from Europe, which is from a different perspective, having some additional challenges on natural gas, is the vast and rapid promotion of green gases like biomethane and progressively hydrogen in the transportation sector. In especially biomethane case, we have already registered at European level about 20% biomethane penetration of the NGV market, with a target to reach 40% in 2030. So this technology is not just serving the case for today's needs, but is paving the way in a seamless way to including less environmentally pollutant, let's say, fuels. And indeed, again, it's very much looking at how to combine new technologies to work seamlessly. And let me conclude these introductory remarks with the objective of the World Gas Mobility Council that Maria Rosa was mentioning, and I'm glad to support also with my International Gas Union hat on. This is a platform we do believe in order to create a best possible knowledge sharing platform, knowledge sharing in terms of technology, in terms of policy relationship, in terms of understanding how we can progress. And happy to have a follow-up conversation with all of you. Thank you.
Andrea, thank you very much. And please keep up because we need you. We need your support. So farewell to you and to your family. So right now, I'd like to introduce Mr. Claudio Piazza, President of Confartigianato Workshop, I would say. Confartigianato is a very powerful union dedicated to artisan aircraft. So Mr. Piazza has a very particular responsibility to look after more than 5,000 workshops. Italy has been the country where CNG and LPG started, so many, many years ago, I think even before the Second World War. And this new fuel, new for that time, were progressively part of workshops. In Italy, we have a huge number of private workshops. Sometimes they belong also to larger units, let's say workshops that take care of maintenance of cars in general. But these are really the strong part of the growth of CNG and LPG in Italy. So right now, Mr. Piazza will give a short introduction of how he takes care of workshops and how everybody, every country that wants to start a growth has to look after for that. Thank you very much, Claudio Piazza. To you. Allora, traduci tu. Vabbè. Che sei già lì. Facile. Se no, traduci anche così.
Buongiorno a tutti, sono Claudio Piazza, il presidente nazionale di Confartigianato per il settore GPL e metano per autotrazione e rappresento in Italia le officine che trasformano le vetture e i mezzi in senso generale a metano per autotrazione.
As I mentioned before, Mr. Piazza is president of Confartigianato for the workshops that takes care of fuels like CNG and LPG.
Alcuni numeri. In Italia noi abbiamo circa 6.000 officine di trasformazione di impianti GPL metano per un numero di addetti di circa 18.000 nel settore metano per autotrazione e Confartigianato rappresenta, è l'associazione di categoria maggiormente rappresentativa per quanto riguarda la micro, piccola e media impresa.
So you can see from the slides that in Italy we have about 37,000 of car repair workshops and more than 120,000 employees. Confartigianato has 5,000 and about how many? Quanti addetti operai hai tu? Sono 5.000.
Sono circa 6.000 officine per un totale di addetti di 18.000.
Okay, so you should think that each workshop has about 3 people working for that. So 6,000 workshop for Mr. Piazza means 18,000 workshop addict workers. So his responsibility is to take care that these people have jobs, they look well, and mostly they bring safety and quality around. Allora la responsabilità che tu hai delle officine.
Sì, ecco, ci tenevo ancora a precisare che Confartigianato come associazione di categoria ha tra i suoi associati tutti i mestieri che esistono artigiani in Italia e abbiamo 800.000 associati.
So Confartigianato takes care of all the artisan. That means that anything, any handcraft is represented by Confartigianato.
Beh, ecco, essere presidente nazionale delle officine che trasformano le vetture a metano è una grande responsabilità, anche perché la nostra missione è quella di tutelare a tutti i livelli tecnici, politici ed istituzionali le nostre officine e i loro dipendenti.
So to be president of the National Association for Workshop, it's a big responsibility because he has to take care to represent the workshop not only to the government and institution to get the best out of that, but also to check that all the workshop follow up the issue of quality, safety, and reliability. And this is something that is extremely important and is part of Mr. Piazza's job, and he takes care of that very well, I can confirm it.
Sì, e per questo è anche mio compito fare incontri, convegni, corsi formativi in tutte le regioni d'Italia e in tutte le province d'Italia.
So just to take care of this safety and quality, part of Mr. Piazza's responsibility is also to take care of training courses, to do convention, and to be representative in all Italian regions in order to spread up the idea that natural gas is something extremely important, but also workshops have to work very well. I remember when I started this job that people were looking to LPG and CNG as a very, very poor fuel. I remember at the beginning, LPG was the poor fuel people. Then CNG was the gypsy fuel people. So right now, things have changed, of course. And because I always say, let's make it that CNG is the smart fuel people. Let's change the idea. And that's what Mr. Piazza has to do with this workshop.
Concludendo, ci tengo a precisare che noi nel tutelare i nostri associati, le officine e i loro dipendenti portiamo avanti in Italia con il governo italiano, così come quello di altre nazioni, tutte le istanze per l'uscita di nuove normative, nuove direttive a livello italiano, europeo e mondiale.
So another responsibility of Mr. Piazza is to work with the institution in order that regulatories, standard and homologation are developing more and more, strict of course, and that are applied not only in Italy, but also outside in Europe and in other countries. Because one of the main, I think, issue for our companies, for our society that represent kit and system, CNG system, LPG system, or stations, anything, any equipment has to go through homologation. So we still have countries that don't accept ECE. We have countries that have their own standard regulation, and our job is to do it. It's also a job of our new association, World Gas Mobility Council, to do an harmonization. That's extremely important.
Ecco, poi ci tenevo in maniera particolare a ricordare che noi collaboriamo con tutti gli enti, le associazioni maggiormente rappresentative del metano per autotrazione in Italia e anche con NGV Italy, e ci tengo in maniera particolare a ricordare che abbiamo da tantissimi anni anche un buon rapporto collaborativo e fattivo e costruttivo con NGV Italy e Maria Rosa Baroni.
Okay, so Mr. Piazza said that he is sharing the Confartigianato job and lobby with other CNG association, but of course he has to remind to everybody that his privileged association is NGV Italy, and so I'm Maria Rosa Baroni. So thank you very much. Grazie mille, Claudia.
Grazie.
Grazie. Now we have the great opportunity and the honor to have our friend, Dr. Lami Ahmed. She is director she is one of the board of directors of a Nigerian natural company, and she unfortunately could not join us from Nigeria because she is member also of the Government for Rescue. They had a big flow in Nigeria and she could not come. But Mr. Lami is a pragmatic businesswoman, and she is a highly experienced player in downstream sector of oil and gas industry. She is also a philanthropist who is in charge of her community through serving the less privileged, and that's why she could not come. She's also director, as I said before, of the board of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. Lami, the word to you, and I hope to have you here very soon. Bye.
Thank you so much. Good morning and buongiorno. It's unfortunate that I could not make it. Can you hear me all, please? Hello?
Yes. We can hear you very well.
Okay. So I feel honored and humbled to be present, though virtually, at this event. It's my pleasure, and I know in my mind that this meeting is very crucial and important at this time of energy transition initiative across the world. So I'm going to be sharing gas mobility, the perspective of Nigeria. I will be sharing my slide. Just a minute. I'm trying to share my slide, and please just give me 1 minute. Thank you. Please, can you all see my slide?
Yes.
So,
Mrs. Ahmed, we can see your presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Nigeria is a signatory to the Paris Agreement, and therefore it has pledged an unconditional 20% reduction on emissions and planned a net zero emission by 2060. And this is the plan of Nigeria. And going forward, the federal government of Nigeria developed a gas-focused energy transition plan towards the attainment of sustainable development goals and meeting emission targets specified in the country's NDC. The president of Nigeria in 2020
Mrs. Ahmed, we can't hear you anymore. I think your connection is low. Can you hear us?
Well, I think we should try to go on waiting that Dr. Lamy can get back. Unfortunately, from Nigeria is very difficult also because now they have been difficult problem in the area. So I call on the stage Mr. Darshan Soni that represent India, what's going on in India. Mr. Soni is a young entrepreneur. He started, please sit down. He started as a young entrepreneur in India, in Gujarat, and he started when he met the natural gas idea invited at St. Petersburg Gas Forum, and where he met some companies, Italian companies, by the way, who are manufacturing filling stations. At that time, India started to look at natural gas very positively, and so he started his own company. It's a new company that is representing a starting company in India, very well accepted also by the government. So I like to leave the word to Mr. Soni.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you so much, Madam Maria Rosa, NGV Italy, and CH4 conference for inviting me here and getting my views on natural gas in India. So today I'll talk about India, how India is becoming a gas-based mobility. What are the plans in India, what we were doing 10, 15 years ago, what we are doing as a country today, and what are the plans for next 10, 15 years. Today I'll speak about the natural gas distribution pan-India. I'll also speak about CNG, bio-CNG, biomethane, pan-India, what is the past, present, and future. I'll also speak about what are the policies which are supporting the gas mobility and the gas-based economy in India. I'll speak about LNG, pipelines, also hydrogen ecosystem in India, and how global companies and countries can partner with India, how India can partner with the global companies and countries, and jointly we can support gas mobility. So this is a map of India. This map is released by Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas India. This map shows the existing natural gas infrastructure as well as the ongoing projects. So when I say India a gas-based economy, there is a plan to increase the share of natural gas in the primary energy from present 7% to 15%, 15%, which means 100% growth in natural gas consumption, natural gas related projects and infrastructure in India. So the green area in the right map that you see, green area shows that availability of natural gas across the region. And when you see the orange and the purple areas, wherein many projects are going on, in next 10 years, what I believe with the gas-based economy, across India you will see the green color. Green color means availability of natural gas and the infrastructure across India. So India will be covered 90% with the natural gas supply, and more than 95% population of India, which means more than 1.3 billion people of India, will be supplied natural gas in the form of CNG, PNG, piped natural gas for residential and industrial consumers, as well as the hotels, commercial consumers. The black pipelines black lines that you see on the map, they are the existing trunk pipeline which carries the natural gas from the offshore and onshore production regions, as well as the LNG terminals. So this black pipelines is somewhere around 25,000 kilometers, and more than 20,000 kilometers pipelines, the red lines, which are under construction. Here I'll talk about the growth of CNG as well as NGVs. In India, NGV program started in mid-90s. Of course, Maria Rosa ma'am, she was the founder, one of the leading member when she started NGV program in India in 1995. So it took 20 years for India from first CNG fueling station to 1,000 fueling station, 2015. It took 20 years. And then it took just 4 years from 2015 to 2019 or 2020, 1,000 to 2,000 CNG fueling station. And it took just 3 years from 2,000 CNG fueling station to today, 4,700, 4,800 CNG fueling stations. As we speak, my team is commissioning one CNG fueling station in Bengaluru, in south of India, with the targets and with the gas-based economy policy. In India, since last 3 years, every day 3 new CNG fueling stations are coming up. Every day, 3 new CNG fueling stations. Yesterday, we commissioned one. Today, we are commissioning one more fueling station. When I talk about natural gas run vehicles or NGVs, so in 2014, 2015, we had 2 million natural gas powered vehicles. In 2020, 2019, they were 3.5 to 4 million. So in 4 years, the number of NGVs doubled from 2 million to 4 millions, and now it is 6 millions. So in last 6 to 7 years, the number of NGVs, they doubled, tripled. So in India, we have 3-wheelers, 4-wheelers, large trucks. In last 1 or 2 years, we are seeing the price rise in petrol and diesel. Day in, day out, I am seeing new trucks, buses on CNG, on LNG. So that is the reality, because I am into the ecosystem, I am working for the ecosystem, and that's where we are going ahead. When I talk about what is the future for next 10 years in NGV and CNG ecosystem, so today we have 4,700 CNG fueling stations and 6 million NGVs. In next 10 years, by 2030-32, we will be having 15,000 CNG fueling stations, 15,000 CNG fueling stations, and 20 million NGVs, which includes cars, buses, trucks. Huge potential. I am riding the growth, I am riding the potential. 2 years ago, we just had 2,200 fueling stations. Now we have 4,700 fueling stations. My partner, my technology partner, Mr. Mario Mormile from Graph, they are here. They know day in, day out, we have many inquiries for CNG, LNG, hydrogen, and we are working aggressively. We are short of resources, both here in Italy and in India. Now I will talk about biogas policy, biomethane policy. This policy is a Satat, S-A-T-A-T. In Hindi, the meaning of Satat means continuous, continuous. So Satat is sustainable alternative towards affordable transportation. This policy was launched in 2018-2019 by Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. They have a vision to construct more than 5,000 biogas plants, by 2025. This policy was launched in 2018, 4 years ago. Now, the government and the government-run companies, large national oil and gas companies like ONGC, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, GAIL India, they are supporting this policy, and they are supporting the young entrepreneurs like me to start bio-CNG and biogas plants. They have given the licenses, they have given the licenses to more than 4,000 biogas bio-CNG plants. Madam Maria Rosa, she met CEO of GAIL India, Mr. Raman Chadda, and they are working together, NGV Italy, Madam Maria Rosa and Mr. Raman Chadda. They are working together for this biogas expansion in India also. As of now, we have just 37 operational biogas plants, but these are huge biogas plants having capacity of more than 20,000 meter cube per day. So this is one of the largest biogas plant. This is just 30 kilometers from my facility in West India, which is owned by one of my good friend. And now this plant is taken over by GAIL India. The incentive which government of India is giving, there are many incentives, but the gas that these plants will produce, which will be directly purchased by oil and gas marketing companies, the national oil companies. So 5 companies are supporting these policies. Easy fund and debt loans availability to the entrepreneurs to start the biogas facilities, bio-CNG facilities. With this 5,000 biogas bio-CNG facilities, nearly 2,000 or 2,500 CNG fueling stations will be given this biogas to fuel the NGVs. So you produce biogas and there is a consumption already there. I have supplied my 2 equipments for bio-CNG plants, bio-CNG fueling stations, and which is by Government of India run facilities. Now I will talk about LNG infrastructure in India. Presently in India, there are 6 operational RLNG terminals. So first, India is producing approximately 50% of its requirements of natural gas, and the rest 50% India is procuring from the countries like Australia, Qatar, Russia. So this LNG, this LNG comes to this 6 operational terminals, and there are 8 RLNG terminals which are under construction. The total investment of around 18 billion US dollars is expected in these 8 terminals. In fact, there are plans to have a strategic LNG terminals or storage terminals to secure the supply of natural gas. When I talk about LNG transportation, right now we have around 10 LNG fueling stations across my city in Western India. These are the photographs around my city only. The bottom tanker, which is owned by one of my good friend. These 2 facilities are run by a company in my city. So in India, when you see that map, we have this national highways across India, which is called Golden Quadrilateral. And across the Golden Quadrilateral, they have planned for more than 1,500 LNG fueling station. NGV Italy, and Italy as a country has a huge role to play in the growth of LNG in India. And you see there, FPT Industrial and Iveco, recently last month, they have done a joint venture with an Indian company, Blue Energy Motors, for the production of LNG run trucks. So they are the representative of Blue Energy Motors of India and Iveco Group. When I say pipeline infrastructure, so the map, the black lines shows the large trunk pipelines transporting natural gas. This is somewhere around 20,000 kilometer pipelines, and more than 15,000 kilometers pipelines are under construction. But there are millions of kilometers of pipeline of plastic, which are the last mile delivery of natural gas to the end users, whether it is residential, industrial, commercial consumers. As of now in India, 10 million residential consumers, they are consuming natural gas, 10 million. And in next 10 years, 60 million residential consumers, which means somewhere around almost half the population of India will be consuming natural gas in their home for the cooking. When I say hydrogen in India, in the gas-based economy vision, CNG, bio-CNG, LNG, and hydrogen is part of that vision. And India is very aggressive in hydrogen. Presently, the companies, national oil companies like Indian Oil Corporation, BPCL, HPCL, ONGC, they are investing heavily into hydrogen infrastructure, as well as the private companies like Reliance Industries, Adani, they are investing heavily into hydrogen infrastructure. One of my business partners, they are operating India's first hydrogen fueling facility in my city. So they are operating that fueling facility wherein we are fueling the trucks and buses for the hydrogen. These are government-run few trucks, but we have this experience and we are the first in India to operate such facilities. How this growth in India and how India can partner with the global companies and countries to share this growth and potential. Because in India, we have a we have a tremendous growth. We are growing rapidly in last 4 or 5 years, but while growing rapidly, we are making many mistakes. So the matured economies like Italy, like Europe, we can partner together. We can share the technology. We can share the knowledge. Yeah, we can share the knowledge. We can share the experience and codes and standards. I'll share a few examples. There are already investments and joint venture into national oil and gas marketing companies. So SNAM is the part of Indian gas marketing business. Total is the part of Indian gas marketing business. Local Indian manufacturing. So there are benefits of exports, 100% FDI. And like Iveco, BRC, Landirenzo, they are part of manufacturing in India. Technology tie-up and transfer, like my partner, Mr. Mario Mormile and Graf, they have shared their technology with us, and we are now developing our equipments. So more and more European and Italian companies can share their technology and be the growth of India. We have proven example of Landirenzo. We have proven example of Iveco. Skill development and training. Day in, day out, I am facing a lot challenges for the skilled manpower into NGV ecosystem. So World Gas Mobility Council, NGV Italy, and other organizations, they can come in India, they can associate with the universities. In fact, I myself, I have been educated in India's one of the leading petroleum university, and I myself and Madam Maria Rosa in talk with Petroleum University to have some sort of training program. So these are the opportunities wherein India and the global companies and countries can partner to ride this growth. These are some of the installations that we have done in last 1 year. We started in pandemia. We started our company in pandemia. We are one of the leading startup in India, now invested by India's national oil company. All our customers till date, they are national oil companies, and now we are getting private customers. In the center, it's our facility in Western India. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So here is my international way to look at the world. I'm very proud of India because it's my second country where I really work hardly with my heart, because if you want to work with India, first of all, you have to be a good person. A good person because they look through your heart. And that's something they are very sensitive. So don't go there thinking, well, I'm the best. No, that's not the way. In any case, through my being president of NGV Italy and president of the World Gas Association Council, I have opportunities for all of you. Through these years, and also thank you to Sunny and other friends, I met the main stakeholders, both private and ministry affairs, that are continuously asking me, please, we need know-how. If you cannot sell the equipment, we can buy know-how. So we can make a consortium. And unfortunately, India is still a country where people are not so keen to go and work because it's far away, a different way of thinking. I remember, as Sonny mentioned, about 15 years ago, there was only one CNG station in Delhi. It was still a very new way of work, and especially for training and quality. And here I have my friend, Engineer Ziglioli, who was my partner in many trips to India, and he knows how we had to fight and struggle to look for quality, especially. And because over there, everybody wants something very, very cheap. And unfortunately, that doesn't go along with quality and reliability. So India has changed completely. When Darshan mentioned that very soon most of the family will have gas for cooking, that's a great improvement, because right now there are still many, many thousand, 100,000 people who need for cooking the most polluted material like sheets for cows. And that's extremely bad. So welcome to India. That's really the dream, because nobody in 10 years has done what India did. So Darshan, go ahead. You are the example that young people can change the world. Thank you. Now I know that Dr. Lamy, well, she will be present, unfortunately, only by phone, because there is something not working. So, Lamy?
Yes.
It's for you.
I'm back.
Thank you.
Yes.
Ah, you are back. Okay.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Permit me to speak to the paper in front of me. I've already sent in my paper. Network is not very good on this part of the world, so you can't rely on it to keep me continuously. So permit me to speak to the paper which is already in front of me, and I hope everyone is listening. Nigeria, so to say, everybody knows it's developing, and so the acceptance of gas as an alternative to petrol for the vehicles is not yet accepted. One of the reasons is that petrol product is still very cheap in Nigeria. The government is yet to deregulate the cost of petrol. So the motivation for people to go the way of gas for mobility is very, very low. And one of the things that the government is doing to encourage people is that having declared the decade of gas, which is a 10-year, they expect everybody to be led to the creation of the National Gas Expansion Program and the National Auto Gas Rollout Initiative. These are all the activities the government is doing to encourage the use of gas. The president also set up the Presidential Task Force on Auto Gas and PMS transition, chaired by the Vice President, Yemi Osibanjo, with the Minister of Finance, Minister of State for Petroleum, and the Group Managing Director of NNPC as members of this task force. Previously, there have been attempts by joint venture for NFR, as only 6,000 vehicles were converted at that time. So there are over 12 million vehicles in Nigeria that run on petrol and diesel, and less than 10,000 have been converted to natural gas vehicle. This is because the stimulation for people to shift to gas is still developing, and that's where we have so much opportunities for partnership and to also learn. The government initiative to further encourage the use of gas now at government cost has agreed that 1 million free conversion kits will be made available at government cost, and the focus will be to convert 25,000 buses, 75,000 minibuses, 700,000 tricycles, and 200,000 cars for the cost to be borne by the government. There's also a free upgrade of 230 conversion centers at the government cost. There's also encouragement for low upstream gas price for gas sourced directly from the producer. The Central Bank of Nigeria also have intervention facilities for firms that will play. How Nigeria could be helpful to the rest of the world. The government is focused in participating in this transition because Nigeria boasts of a unique profile of being the continent's largest economy, with GDP of approximately $432 billion as of 2021, and a growth rate of 3.5%. It is home to the continent's largest population of over 2 million people, with a growing middle class. Nigeria is also the largest natural gas reserve holder on the continent of Africa, with proven gas resource of 209 TCF and a further potential of up to 600 TCF. As a signatory to the Paris Agreement, Nigeria's nationally determined contribution, NDC, target of an unconditional 20% reduction on business as usual emissions by 2030, in addition to a net zero target by 2060, is really ambitious, and that is the focus of the government. With energy transition plan, which leverages on the country's gas resource advantage, Nigeria provides a leading example to Africa and developing countries on the implementation of practical solutions that reduce carbon intensity of hydrocarbon while also concentrating the growth of low carbon energy sources for economic development. So we think that there's so much to learn from other countries. Particularly, the presentation made before me shows that we have so much to do in Nigeria. So the 2050 long-term vision for Nigeria clearly outlined the role of innovation in achieving future net zero ambitions, detailing the need to embed technology, policy, governance, economic and environmental innovation, among others. This highlights the critical role of enabling partnership in attainment of the country's net zero ambition. Critically, there's nothing we can do in Nigeria unless we collaborate, we partner in terms of technology. I saw the presentation from India, and it's mind-blowing, and we are yet to even get started.
Mrs.
Financing also a problem which we look forward to, because Nigeria is open to investors. An unprecedented increase in clean energy spending shows that whatever we are spending now, we need to triple our investment in order to go the way of others. So at this conference, I need to say that Nigeria is open. We have so much to learn. Comparing, we have not even started. Thank you for this opportunity to share Nigerian experience. Gracias.
Dear Lami, thank you very much. I hope that next time you will be here with us. In any case, we will make a Zoom calling next week so we can talk about Nigeria and what you need for natural gas to grow in that beautiful country. Thank you so much. So right now,
thank you so much.
I would like to call Mr. Dumitriu Benescu from Romania, a very good friend of NGV Italy. He is also president of the NGV Romania. A few years ago, he had the opportunity and he was capable enough to have subsidies from the Commission, European Commission, and he built 10 stations, CNG stations. He's a very brave guy because at that time nobody even talked about natural gas in Romania. There was only LPG. But he's an entrepreneur that he looks ahead, and so right now he will show what Romania is doing for natural gas. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you so much, Maria Rosa. Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy to be here, and as always, Maria Rosa is a very special person for me, and I always like to attend these kind of events, and thank you for coming. We are talking today about what CNG business means in Romania, where we are. It's very complicated to talk about this after my colleague presented how India is doing. We are now in Romania where India was about 20 years ago. But the potential is huge, and I strongly believe that since we are doing a good job there, we can do what we have to do. So I'm representing Antares Group, and Antares Group is a group of companies, and thanks to that, we had the opportunity to consider, to have a vision to combine businesses together in order to help developing CNG in Romania. As you know, to build a CNG station is not cheap. It's pretty expensive. Why would you do that if you don't have a market? Why would you buy a vehicle on CNG if you don't have a station? This was the dilemma, chicken or egg dilemma, that we are trying to solve now. About Romania, Romania is not a small country, it's a pretty big country, and the potential is huge. More than that, we have gas resources. We are the largest, we have the largest resource of gas in Central and Eastern Europe, and this helped us to use our resources in order to develop this business. We are talking about where we are. We know that transportation is an important sector, so this is why we focused on transportation field, mainly in order to develop the business. Yeah, we all know where we are, what pollution means for us, what we should do, because, okay, we want to make the transition to EVs, to hydrogen, but can we do that now? No, we cannot do that now. So we need some time, we need something, a transition between where we are now, because we are, what we do, we keep polluting with the fossil fuel, with the traditional fossil fuel, or we do something to reduce the emissions until good solutions will be for EVs and for hydrogen. And of course, we need to mix the chance that we had, as Maria Rosa said, we had the chance to have financing from European Commission to build a network of stations when we were already built the first station in Romania. But of course we need the authorities to move somehow in order to help us to develop this potential. And I'm presenting shortly our businesses. Denison Energy, Antares Motors, and Antares Transport are companies, part of the groups. And we had this chance to build the first CNG public station. We had a business plan that worked for the banks. We built the first station. We acquired 20 buses on CNG. And we built a property, a business actually, a workshop, to develop the conversion of CNG. And what we already did is that we built the first station, and we are now building the first network of 9 stations. And we are the only CNG repair and conversion workshop in Romania, authorized. This is the first station that we built in Romania in 2015. It was the first one. Now, this is a map of the stations that we are building on the main corridors, transportation corridors, and very close to big cities. And actually we'll have 10 stations. It's a beginning because people will need to have enough range from a place to another in order to be convinced to invest in this in a CNG vehicle. As I said, we acquired in 2015 20 buses powered by CNG. And they are still running, and they are running good, and we are very happy with them, actually. This is our workshop in 2017, after 4 years. So it took 4 years to convince the authority, and Maria Rosa knows very well how difficult it was because she helped me a lot. She was in Romania several times. We discussed with the authorities. It took too long. 4 years, but now we are here. So thanks God, we have this potential. And we consider that, okay, we have a station, we have a network of stations, we have conversions, a workshop for conversion, but we don't have a market. So what we do, we are waiting for the market to come. When it will happen, it will take time. And we consider to make a move here, and we are entering now in a new business, you know, alternative transportation. I don't think in Italy you have Bolt and Uber, but we do. So Bolt and Uber are very advanced technologies, transportation companies, alternative to taxis, but they are more and more attractive for the investors. And so we bought 22 cars that now are running already on the streets. We sell them actually in payments in 5 years to the drivers. They will become owners, so they will take care of the cars. They are converted by us, so they run on CNG. And this is how, put them together, the cars are running on CNG, the stations are selling gas, and we somehow we are coming to the break-even pretty fast. And we have now a very good chance. We are in a good position in a potential partnership with Dacia Pitești. Dacia Renault is a car producer, is a big car producer in Europe, and they are very interested, as we are also, to develop this business together, because being the only workshop authorized in Romania, they tried several times, but they failed, actually. They failed to have the authorization for conversions. And now we are trying to do is to mix our interests. So the car is produced on gasoline, it comes to the dealer, and then we convert it, and it will put on the market on CNG, already registered from the beginning. And this is our project that is pretty advanced, and we are waiting for good news now with the emission tests. So hopefully we'll have this opportunity to be valid. The authority took 4 years to convince the authority to accept the stations to operate in self-service mode. Why we needed that? And Maria Rosa also knows, because she came there several times. We discussed with ministers, we discussed with authorities, but we discussed with the walls. They didn't want to hear, because they were different reasons why they didn't want to do that. But finally, we did it. So finally, we are here. So in Romania, we will operate the network of stations in self-service mode. There are 2 reasons, and 2 important reasons to do that, because this is a newborn child. If we don't born healthy, he can die. So the operational costs are so high. If you need to have 4 operators in each station, it's over 300,000 euros per year. More than that, you don't have a predictability. If your operator is leaving, it takes 2 months another operator to be authorized and to put in place. So if someone is leaving, you cannot offer the service at that time. You cannot sign a contract with a multinational company promising that you offer a service every time. We don't have enough stations, so if you don't have one station opened, you cannot assure the predictability for the market. And this is why it was very important to convince them to do that, and we will operate in self-service mode. And on the other hand, we had several discussions with Ministry of Environment, and we presented the reasonable proposal. And they accepted in principle because it makes sense. We said, okay, in Romania, by the way, the Ministry of Environment is paying 10,000 euros for each electric car acquired by somebody. So we said, okay, 10,000 for one EV. You can give 15 to 20,000 for one CNG because emission reduction is enough to develop this. And with our business, we actually, what we do is that we assure the connection between east and west. So we complete the missing puzzle on the map of Europe. Thank you so much.
Well, then, thank you very much. I think that Romania, it's another daughter of Italy, because we share with Romania all our obligation or our standards, and we went there to talk about self-service, what we have done in Italy. And so I think that if you go to Romania, you will find a little Italy over there. Thank you very much, Dimitri. And he is very brave. I saw when he launched the project, I saw tears in his eyes, I remember. So, very well. We need more people like you. So right now we go far away. Far away we go to Peru. Peru, it's a new country looking at natural gas. And I have to say that we have to thank you, our friends, because over there is 3:00 a.m. and they accepted to be here and to share with us what they do in Peru. So I'd like to introduce Alex Contreras, that is a mechanical engineer, specialty in natural gas application for transportation, liquefaction plants, biomethane and hydrogen. He is first prize winner in innovation promoted by National Petroleum and Mining Society. He is sharing the presentation also with two colleagues. One is Hans Vidal, also mechanical engineer, specialty in energy efficiency, NGV, CNG, LNG projects for distribution and downstream. And Alan Valafuerte, consultant specializing in natural gas, technical expert in LNG, CNG, and natural gas. Member of the Regulatory Committee of Gas Natural INCAL, Vice President of LNG INCAL Normalization Committee. So let's give the voice to Peru. That is extremely important. Thank you very much.
Good morning. We thank you. We thank NGV Italy for the invitation, for sharing this opportunity with you. This is Alex, this is Alan, and me, I am Hans Vidal. I'm going to share our presentation. Okay, so we are part of the Peruvian Association for Natural Gas and Alternative Fuels. We are a new association that we are looking to promote these clean fuels like natural gas, and also some other clean fuels like biomethane, like hydrogen. And so we are starting to get some associates to start to grow.
Bien, nosotros vamos a presentar las oportunidades de inversión, sobre todo en el gas natural y los combustibles limpios en el sector transporte.
It says we're going to present what are the projects for natural gas and also for alternative fuels in Peru.
Bien, queremos empezar esta exposición con una imagen y llamamos a la reflexión cómo el aire mejoró su calidad con la pandemia, en la cuarentena, donde no hubo emisiones prácticamente del sector transporte ni industrial. Y aquí podemos ver una foto desde la costa de Lima divisando los Andes, similar a lo que el Himalaya apareció se pudo divisar desde la India.
Okay, so this is a picture for everybody that knows Lima. Lima is a dark city, it's totally covered with clouds. But when the COVID pandemic started in 2020, as there were no cars in the streets, so the sky in Lima became so clear that we could see the far mountains like never before, just like the Himalaya that also had a very clean sky. So this is a picture of what happens when you when there is no pollution in one city.
Sí, entonces el reto que tenemos es mantener esa transparencia del aire, reemplazando, sustituyendo el combustible diésel por gas natural y combustibles alternativos.
So this is the start of our challenge to make this picture become more permanent. So by replacing heavy fuels like diesel, like gasoline, to cleaner fuels like natural gas.
Sí, siguiente. Perú ha suscrito un pacto por la economía circular que va a ayudar a esta transición energética, sustituyendo la importación de diésel, especialmente en el sector transporte, por los gases limpios como el gas natural, que va a propiciar el desarrollo de los combustibles alternativos como el biometano y el biogNL.
So there is a pact for a circular economy that Peru is adapted to with the support of the European Union. So this is to promote cleaner fuels, to replace diesel and to use more natural gas and cleaner fuels.
Lo importante que Perú tiene considerables reservas de gas natural y se ha desarrollado en estos últimos 15 años una infraestructura de transporte desde los yacimientos hasta los puntos de consumo. También tenemos una planta de liquefacción, la única en Sudamérica, que produce 12,000 toneladas diarias de GNL para exportación de los mercados, con destino a los mercados de Europa y Asia. Pero el reto está en cambiar nuestra matriz energética por gas natural, propiciando inversiones en plantas de liquefacción y toda la cadena de valor del gas natural, especialmente para el sector transporte de carga pesada, sector minero, camiones mineros y el sector pesca, ¿no? Con las embarcaciones pesqueras.
So the good thing is that Peru has a lot of natural gas reserves. Also, we have the largest liquefaction plant in South America that produces 12,000 tons per day. So we have also a pipeline infrastructure to use the natural gas. Our goal is to go into use in transportation, and also we invite bigger companies to come to Peru and invest in liquefaction plants, maybe mini liquefaction plants, so we can start using more this fuel.
El Perú también es uno de los 20 países más biodiversos del mundo, pero también somos los más vulnerables al cambio climático. Entonces, invitamos a los capitales del mundo a que se hagan las inversiones aquí en Perú porque hay excelentes oportunidades. Estamos en una región donde no libre de amenazas bélicas y las inversiones aquí van a generar mejores beneficios para todos, sobre todo para mitigar los efectos del cambio climático. Y aquí están los 8 compromisos que el Estado peruano ha asumido para el desarrollo de una economía circular que permita la transición hacia energías limpias con el combustible de transición de excelencia que es el gas natural.
So we are, as Peru, we are in the 20 most biodiverse countries. So we are willing to preserve our environment. So we need to go into cleaner fuels. These are the 8 goals that the Pact for Circular Economy is maintaining. So mainly we are trying to go into cleaner fuels to protect our environment.
Y hay un criterio aquí bastante importante. Conceptos de eficiencia energética, donde en países industrializados los niveles de eficiencia energética ya son elevados y elevar 1% implica inversiones altas de capital. Sin embargo, ese mismo capital puede invertirse aquí en Perú teniendo un efecto mucho mayor. Con el mismo capital se puede mejorar la eficiencia energética de muchas más industrias y tener un crecimiento de gran porcentaje en esa eficiencia para que el beneficio sea más efectivo y global en estas condiciones de cambio climático.
So talking about energy efficiency, we invite for invest here in Peru because we know that in developed countries, you must invest a lot of money just to raise the energy efficiency in 1%. But in Peru, you can use the same amount of money and you can get more energy efficiency. So this is the invitation we make to you.
A continuación, mi compañero Hans Vidal va a continuar con mayores datos sobre nuestra matriz energética.
So I'm going to present you some facts about our energy matrix. Here in Peru, as you can see, we have so here we have the natural gas reserves in Peru in giga cubic feet. So as you know, we divide the reserves in proven, probable, and possible reserves. So as you can see, proven reserves are a lot. Right now we are using our reserves. We are exporting through LNG to markets like Europe and Asia, but we still have more reserves to use. We are estimating that probably we have natural gas for 30 years more with the actual reserves. Here you can see our place in South America. In first place, is Venezuela for the natural gas reserves. Then there comes Argentina, Brazil, Trinidad and Tobago, and there is Peru. So we are in a very good position with natural gas reserves. We still need more investment so we can use it in our own country, not just to export, but also to use it in here. this is how is the natural gas consumption through history in the last 18 years, because natural gas in Peru has started with huge use no more than 15 years ago. So as you can see in the blue part, the biggest use in Peru for natural gas is for electricity generation. That's the main. As we know, probably half of our energy is produced by natural gas. Then we have the next sector is the industries. Many industries in Peru use natural gas for their processes. There then comes NGV. We have right now almost 300,000 vehicles working with NGV. And then, as a small amount, we have the residential, right, for the houses used for natural gas.
I'm sorry to interrupt. You just have 2 minutes left because there's another meeting coming up. Sorry.
Okay, so I want to be brief. Here, just wanted to show you the huge amount of diesel uses in transportation, right? This is the market we're trying to convert into natural gas. Transportation, like trucks, and here we have also diesel used in mining trucks, in huge mining trucks. My partner, Alan, is going also to share you something.
En Perú existen inmejorables oportunidades en el tema de regulación. La regulación y la normativa están maduras y son estables.
So here in Peru we have a lot of government regulations, so that we are promoting use of natural gas.
No existe variabilidad en precios para el gas natural a comparación de la importación de otros combustibles.
As you can see, this is the line of the natural gas price that is very stable here in Peru, not like oil and gasoline that has a very variable price. And these are the regulations in Peru that are looking to promote natural gas. We also have a huge money found in the government for example, converting houses into natural gas, for converting vehicles, and this is still going. And this is also more regulations that are trying to promote to change engines to natural gas. So this is our actual state. I don't know one more time, but anyway, we appreciate your attention.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are sorry we're running out of time. I'm sure there will be next opportunities to go further into details. So I will leave the floor to President Mario.
So, muchas gracias, amigos. Bienvenidos a la economía circular de gas natural. Nos veremos en primavera por la feria a Lima. So, see you very soon. Gracias.
We wait you here.
Okay, we'll come. Okay, so that's an invitation for everybody. Thank you very much to everybody. I would like again to say that we wait for you at the World Gas Mobility Council Association. It's open to everybody. At the moment, we have very, very important board members that are from India. We have ASEAN, we have GAIL, we have Japan, and we have Romania, we have Nigeria, we have Colombia very soon, Argentina, Peru, and we are going to work also for Tanzania, for Uganda, because more and more countries are asking for consultancies and are asking to understand what's going on in Italy, in Europe, and to share technology and components. So we wait for you at World Gas Mobility Council, and thank you again. Bye.
Thank you very much.